Hi everybody, it's Joe Hadoba with another Cup of Joe. Welcome back. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about a theory that's kind of been noodling around in my head for a little bit and how it applies to marketing and advertising. I've come across something called Occum's Razor a lot recently, just kind of in conversation and things like that. And for those of you who don't know, Occum's Razor is a theory that basically is attributed to William of Occum. Back in the 1300s, he was a Christian monk that dealt very much in science and logic. Anyway, Occum's Razor basically stated is all things being equal, with all facts known, simpler explanations or solutions are generally better than the more complex ones. So basically, we're talking about a law of economy. So basically, the simpler and the more efficient that we can be, the better and the more time we will have, or the better results that we will have. And it all comes down to simplicity. It all comes down to, okay, what can we do to actually gain the desired result with the least amount of effort or the least amount of complexity? And with the advent of digital media and digital marketing, it's really complicated the world that a small business has to navigate when it comes to their advertising and marketing. It can really be overwhelming, and there are just so many options out there. I've talked about this before, where it's like, what do you do? Do you do Google Ads? Do you do programmatic display or banner ads? What about that black magic of SEO, or even text messaging? Text messaging is a new one, and frankly, I'm going to have more to say about that here coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's not great as far as I'm concerned, and I'll explain why then. So basically, how do we apply Occum's Razor to growing your business and marketing and advertising? Well, I have 3 suggestions. So here we go. So number 1, how much does one client mean to you? So what does that mean? So if you make a sale, does that client mean $50? Does it mean $1,000? Is it a lifetime? Is it a 1-year thing? So basically, what you do is you take that one client or one customer and you say, okay, can I get a 2 or 3 to 1 return on that investment with this plan or by utilizing this? Should I use Facebook ads? Should I use Google ads? Should I do radio? It all depends. It's personal. So what does one customer mean to you? And let's go from there, and how do we get a 2 or 3 to 1 return and continually make money as that campaign goes on? Number 2, make sure your messaging speaks to the top 3 issues that your customers have. And then explain exactly how you solve them. You see, everybody can go ahead and put fluff in and all that stuff, but when it comes down to it, the person that is remembered at the time of a problem is the one that's going to get the business, generally. So basically, if you've been telling people year after year after year, month after month after month, that you solve this major problem that somebody's going to have, you're more likely to get their business. So make sure that you have your messaging stacked up with that. And number 3, if a service is not able to be explained to you in normal terms or common folk terms, then don't do it. Or at least find a provider that can actually explain the tactics in simple terms and what they're actually going to do. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do any of these digital tactics, and that's usually where the complexity comes in. It just means that you don't necessarily have to, and it also means that there are good general explanations and comparisons to use when you're trying to advance your brand and advance your marketing and advertising utilizing these tactics. That goes for TV, radio, newspaper, and all that as well. You can get pretty complex with how you go about executing those campaigns as well. The fact of the matter is, most small businesses, they should not be doing the same types of complex campaigns that like these larger companies do. Whether it's Pepsi or whether it's Amazon, things like that. There are portions of the tactics of their entire campaign that is good for the vast majority of small businesses. However, the deeper you dig into their funnels, the deeper that you dig into what they're actually doing on the ancillary parts of their campaigns, it gets really complicated. And a lot of times, small businesses don't need to do that to actually achieve the goals that they have, which is good news. So, if you're seeing revenue growth and utilizing simple tactics, that's okay, and that's a good thing, and you shouldn't be discouraged by it. You shouldn't be bullied into people telling you, you have to do this and you have to get with the times. You have to make sure that you're utilizing the new tactics in an appropriate way that you understand and in the simplest form that you need to in order to find success. I'm Joe Hadoba. Thanks for sticking with me with another cup of Joe. If this has been helpful at all, please give me a like, give me a comment, or even better, if you think that this would help somebody that you know, please tag them in the comments section so that they see this video as well. I'm Joe Hadoba. Thanks a lot for listening. Talk to you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.